Hi there, my name is Christian Eschbach, and today I am going to be looking at an album that is definitely very controversial, an album that definitely has lyrical tones that a lot of people are just not going to like, an album that I absolutely love and adore for its biting satirical commentary and its overall sense of humor. Lindemann Skills and Pills. So, this is Lindemann, as in the lead vocalist of Rammstein. Yeah, I love Rammstein. Now, I know I haven't covered Rammstein yet, and that's because being an English speaking person covering a band that sings in German is really kind of complicated, sort of. It takes a lot of work and effort, so I think when I go to do Rammstein, it's going to be this big giant. Back to the album, Skills and Pills. Now, this album is entirely pretty much English. I mean, there's a little bit in here, might not be. Now, the fact that it's entirely in English is really interesting because Rammstein usually avoids doing English, and usually when they do it in a satirical sense. In this case, I don't know if it was done to mock Americans and American behavior and sentimentality. Who knows? Um, but this album is pornographic beyond pornographic. This is a fetishist album. Okay, and you'll understand when I get into this. This is a great album. The humor in it and everything like that. Like, even if you don't appreciate it, you can't help but laugh at some of this stuff. Okay. So, Skills and Pills opens up the album, title track for it. Great satirical commentary in this because it's literally all about all the different pills Lindemann needs to get through the day. And I love it. I think it's hilarious because, it's, like when you get in the chorus, it's, red one for this, blue one for this, blah, 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 blah. And then when you get to the very end, he talks about which pill he takes to die. It's just, that uppers, the downers, the erection pills, everything. And, finally you get to the end and take one more pill just to die. Okay. Now here's where we start getting into right away into the fetishist stuff. Now, I'm going to say 75% of the songs on this album fall under a fetishist category. Ladyboy, track 2. Totally. I love my ladyboy. She's my boy toy. Yeah, I don't know if Lindemann is honestly into ladyboys or it's just this beautiful comedic song about people that are. It's that's how well done it is. I couldn't tell you if he's honestly into ladyboys or he's kind of doing like an Archer thing where they're kind of making fun of people that are into ladyboys a little bit. It's kind of funny that way. And I don't care either way which way it wants to go. I really don't. I personally, the music in the song, like all the music in all these songs, the music is always wonderful. If you love the music that you hear on Rammstein, chances are you're going to like the music that you hear on this album. As a matter of fact, when Rammstein released their last album, I actually thought that this album was more Rammstein than their last album was. So, long story. Anyways, I'll get to that when I get to one of their albums. Um, so Ladyboy's just cute. It's funny. I enjoy it the whole way around. Taken seriously, not taken seriously. It's a good, fun song. From there, we go into Fat. Okay, so this is about guys that like girls, who have a little extra cushion for the pushing. Or are you fat fetishists? Okay, it is, and I don't. See, this is the problem when I try and do reviews about songs like this, and I knew I was going to have a problem with this album with this. There is nothing wrong with women having weight on them. There's nothing wrong with women not having weight on them. So, now that I've gone over all that bullshit, the song Fat is fucking hilarious. if you are okay with Weird Al Yankovic's fat, if you don't have an issue with Weird Al Yankovic's fat, there is no reason to have an issue with this song. Because really, this song celebrates being into big women. Because, I have a buddy that used to say even big girls need loving. And it applies, it's all good. But I like the music. I love the delivery. From there, we go to Fish On. Fish On can be taken a whole variety of different ways if you read the lyrics on it. Fish On is one of the few songs I actually prefer just the music on. And I like when he chants, Fish On! Fish On! Because it doesn't even sound, so, I enjoy it. That way. The rest of the lyrics go either way for me. It's not a big thing one way or the other. Then we get into Children of the Sun. I like Children of the Sun. Children of the Sun it's dark. It's gritty. It's there's an innate beauty to the song, while at the same time being very dark and surreal almost. Best way I know to put it. And I love that it's followed up with Home Sweet Home. Oh my God, Home Sweet Home is this beautiful, magical song. Musically, it is absolutely phenomenal. The problem with Home Sweet Home is, as beautiful of a song as it is, if I were to take the lyrics at how they're written, how it could be represented. Okay, I haven't looked into it or anything. Home Sweet Home could basically be a song about someone who is literally dying from cancer, or someone who, depending on where you put the emphasis on the lyrics, stuff like that, someone that is dying from opioid addiction, possibly. Just the opening line to the chorus, Home Sweet Home, inside you, eating your bones. Home Sweet Home, eyes on fire, lips in foam. And it's called The Cold. It's hard to read the lyrics. I'll get into the inside of the book momentarily. But, if you look at it here, even going by this, if you go by the imagery, I want to say that, it definitely has to do more with drugs than cancer. But to me, it feels like it's very cancerish as well, But to me, leukemia almost, it's almost a song about leukemia. Anyways, that to me is what Home Sweet Home is, and it's beautiful, absolutely mesmerizingly beautiful song. Then we get into the song Cowboy. Now, if you are an American that is watching this, to you hear Cowboy, it doesn't mean anything bad to you, unless you hear it, like, say, maybe in Cowboy Diplomacy. And even then, because of someone like Captain Kirk, who specialized in cowboy diplomacy, it's viewed as hero behavior, okay? It's a hero worship kind of word in the United States of America, and even into Canada. Cowboys are revered, they're manly men. Okay, you go anywhere else almost in the world, and cowboy is a derogatory slang. The song Cowboy is kind of, that whole growing up wanting to be a cowboy because of all these things. But if you listen to the lyrics in here, it's biting, satirical, mocking about how every reason he wanted to be a cowboy is for every reason why the rest of the world uses cowboy as a derogatory term. You know, guys pulling out their guns and fighting and solving things with violence and blah 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 and getting the girl and this and that and the other. You know, it's a fun song though. It really is, and I really love when Lindemann and even Rammstein take their shots, especially at the U.S., North America in general, but really at the U.S. And I really do love when they do it because they do it so well and it's so funny. And most people from the U.S. don't even realize they're doing it. You know, they think that it's being celebrated and it's not. Okay, moving on. Now, from there, we go from Cowboy to Golden Shower. Oh my god, yes, this song is entirely about that. Okay. I love this song. Now, I'm not into golden showers. I honestly think that golden showers are kind of gnarly and gross. I've never known any dudes that are into golden showers, but I've known some chicks that are into it, and I don't understand it. But you know, it's just it's this song is this giant love affair with the golden shower. And if you're one of the people that are watching this and you don't know what a golden shower is, a golden shower is when someone pees on you, urinates on you, relieves their bladder upon your human being. I've been asked to do it. I've tried doing it on a girl, and I thought it was gross as fuck. I couldn't do it again. I thought I was degrading her in every way, form. Even if she liked it, I thought it was fucking gnarly and gross. Just no, not on my list. But the song itself is fucking hilarious. And as a love note to golden showers, it is brilliant. I mean, you can honestly, I don't know if Lindemann's honestly into it or not, but the way he does it, it's a crude poetry, but it is a love poem to the golden shower. It just, something about it's fantastic. After that, we get into Yukon. Okay, Yukon is amazing. Yukon is absolutely one of the most brilliant operatic-like songs I have. I mean, Rammstein is notorious for doing big operatic, almost like songs, you know, where you got this true German operatic passion and being and performance in these songs. And if you ever watch when Lindemann is performing, even just in Rammstein, he performs. He gets out there. He gets in character. He performs it. Excuse me. And when you get to Yukon, I absolutely love the vocal performance in this song. The passion, the love, it's all talking about being up in the Yukon. You know, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be specifically during the gold rush itself. You know what I'm talking about, but being up in the Yukon and being swallowed up by the White River, and you know, just the horrors of it and stuff like that, and man against nature, really, it is. You know, it's a great song of man against nature, and to be not lost, but to be mixed into this collection of what a lot of people would deem as obscenities, it's really just something absolutely spectacular and amazing. And then we get to, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this absolutely 100%. We get to what is, without a doubt, my single favorite song on this album. And it is the most disturbing, horrific, gruesome, gnarly, inappropriate, people will hate it songs on this album. There is no song on this album that will draw more controversy than this song will. But it'll draw controversy for all the wrong reasons. And that song is Praise Abort. Okay. Now, if you listen to the song, It starts off with the whole way. Okay, first off, this is not a song about abortions. This is a song about a man who is completely miserable with his life through choices both of his own and through his partner's that has led him to the point where he understands abortion. And he totally praises abortion. This is the only song I'm going to take the time and effort to really explore the lyrics because it needs to be done. And I really hate that they're written in here the way they are. Also, I'm going to start getting into the artwork in this version shortly. I like to fuck, but no French letter. A French letter is a term for a condom. Without a condom, sex is better. But every time I get it in, a baby cries, and sometimes twins. Now, remember, this is a guy who's German, okay? So, lyrically, the way that it's written, sometimes it's going to seem a little juvenile. Sometimes the way the wording is done is going to seem a little odd, but it makes sense, for a person who English is not their first language. All right. I have 6 kids, and I don't like it. They eat too much, and they treat me like shit. They only want posh label clothes. You give them one hand and they bite off both. Okay, so it's going on about how horrible kids really have become in this day and age. And it has. It's true. Because, you hear the horror stories about how bad some of these kids are, right? And imagine having 6 of these little fuckers. And I'm not saying that Lindemann has 6 of these fuckers. I don't believe he has any kids. I'm not sure. I'd have to honestly check on that. I really don't care. But this is the chorus, okay? I hate my life and I hate you. I hate my wife and her boyfriend too. I hate to hate and I hate that. I hate my life so very bad. I hate my kids. I never thought that I'd praise abort. Imagine how miserable a guy would have to become to change his mind and start praising abortion. And, there's this whole little part in here where, it's once again, it's that satirical commentary. Because as much as he's going on about praising abort, there is this one part where it gets into this breakdown that is really beautiful, haunting, disturbing, and song altering on all levels. Because there's a little part where you get little kids doing this like little lullaby kind of chant going, say goodbye, we rise up to the sky, say goodbye, we'll come back soon as pretty butterflies make you cry. And then after that, it goes right back into the I hate my life chorus part. And that, honestly, I've known multiple men who have gone through this point in their life. Not that they wish they had aborted their kids, okay? I don't know a single guy that hasn't said, I absolutely love my kids, but I would abort them in a second. Or if I could go back and do it, I'd kill them in a second. No. I've known some dads that take some real bad shit from their kids too, okay? And from their wives and ex-wives. Okay? I don't know any guy that honestly has regretted having children. But I know a lot of guys that have regretted staying with their wives because of their children. And the horror that goes with it. So yeah, that's praise abort. Now, when I first heard this album, I was borrowing it from my best friend Andrew. I know I've mentioned him before. He's the one that lent me the Human Nature album from Nightwish. He's the one that first picked up this album as well. Now, when he first picked up this album, I would have swore that Praise Abort was the last song on the album. And I could be wrong, But I know on this copy here that I got, which my girlfriend Tracy went hunting for online because the album's out of print, so she had to go digging for it, and she came up with this cool special edition version, which I'll get into. There's another track on here that's called That's My Heart. Now, I don't remember That's My Heart being on the original version that I was borrowing from my buddy Drew. And I'm not sure why I don't remember it. It's a really good song. It's a very nice song. And I thoroughly enjoy it the whole way around. Like, so I'm not sure if it's I just blanked and after Praise the Board I kind of knew when I was borrowing it and I didn't notice it until afterwards, or what the situation is there. And if that was the situation, I enjoy the song, but clearly it's one of those songs, bloop, gone. For me, Praise the Board should be the last song on this album, no matter what. It's a very strong, brutal finish. I love this album. If you cannot handle controversial subjects, if you cannot handle taboo subjects, if you cannot handle fetish subjects, don't go anywhere near this album. If you do not have a sense of humor, do not go anywhere near this album. However, if you like Frank Zappa, and I'm going to say this specifically, if you've ever listened to Frank Zappa's Joe's Garage, and if you like Joe's Garage, or you like a lot of the other content that Frank Zappa was doing towards the middle to end of the 70s, even before that too, there's a good chance you will actually enjoy this album lyrically. I don't know musically. Musically, the album is fantastic. So, like this album to me is Rammstein meets Frank Zappa. Music of Rammstein, lyrical and satirical content of Frank Zappa. Brilliant, brilliant album. Now, cool picture, right? Absolutely. Okay. Now, this was the album cover the whole way around. But I love the pictures inside, too. I got to double check all of them before I show them to you. Now, this is a cool little booklet that ends with that there, the CD. This is a really long review at this point. Okay, hopefully I don't get in trouble or flagged for this, because there's so far no nudity. You got that one. Okay, a little misogynistic, sure. I do not doubt that for a second. And yes, there is definitely some misogyny throughout all of this, okay? European men still are European men and still feel certain ways, and I'm not going to say one way or the other, okay? End of the fucking story. Not my culture, not my world, not my place to say. Well, it is, but not here on this show. Ladyboy, tongue-in-cheek, love it. I love the humor. I love that they do themselves up as the Ladyboys. This is the picture for Fat. Now, I want to point out here that the woman is a plus-size woman, but she's not gnarly plus-size, She's not like, oh my God, what the hell did you do to yourself plus-size? I guarantee she stands up, most of that belly in that picture disappears, you know what I mean? Because everybody gets a little ripple belly when they sit down, it happens. All right, and there we go. Fish on. No women in that picture, man. Okay, no women in that picture. That is purely two dudes. Okay. All right. Children of the Sun. And I'd like to point out that those are all dudes. I gotta cover up the blow-up doll there, but that's what it is in that picture. It's a blow-up doll. That's definitely not going to be a picture that a lot of people are going to be happy with. But I mean, this picture's great. This picture encapsulates the humor and the audacity of this album the whole way around. Okay, I'm doing my best to keep the chick covered. Okay, but if you look at the artwork in there, I mean, you look at the coke, you look at the pills, you look at all the drugs and everything like that. Yeah, but you know, and the only woman in the picture is a blow up doll. And you know, it's that whole mocking almost of the Last Supper. And I appreciate the artwork of that. I'll be honest, I have a picture, a variation of the Last Supper in my house. I've got Dali's variation of the Last Supper in my house. I think it's a fantastic piece of art. This piece of art is no less fantastic the way it's done and everything like that. It's beautiful. You already briefly saw that as a cover. That's on Home Sweet Home. Cowboy. Wait, hold on. Are any wangs hanging out there? Yeah, no wangs hanging out. Okay, so there's Cowboy. It's just great, you know. Golden Shower. There we go. I believe there is a video for Golden Shower on Pornhub. I believe. I've never actually checked. Should. Yeah. There is Yukon. You know, a couple people probably get a little upset about that one, maybe. I'm not sure. Praise Abort. Not great, not bad. A little grody, heavy metal grody. That's My Heart. That cute little one at the end there. Now, the other person that you see in all these is the musician on the album. Till Lindemann does, you know, the lyric side of it for the most part. And then Peter... Oh, I'm gonna fuck this up. Sorry, guys. And this is horrible because I'm German. My background, my last name, Eschbach. Yet I still have a horrible time doing German names. I apologize. Tegedgren? T-A with the double dot. And unfortunately, I grew up in Canada, so we don't use the double dot. We've got, you know, accent aigu, accent accent, circumflex, you know, all the French shit. So T-A double dot G-T-G-R-E-N. Okay. There's a couple other, you know, people on the album, but that's pretty much, those are all the instruments were done by those two. Drums were done by Jonas, or sorry, all the vocals were by Till. Peter did all the instruments. Drums were Jonas. Another name I'm going to butcher. Kjörgen? Man, I'm not even close on this one. Kjellgren. Okay. That's who makes up the musicians on this album. Another bit of the artwork for you. Fantastic album. And I know I've gone really long-winded on this review, and I know the reviews have been getting kind of long-winded, especially on albums that I really like and really want to kind of get into and talk about and laugh about. I don't always want to do a cut down version either. For the Alice Cooper one where I did that big cut down, wow. But anyways, this is going to be a little long. I apologize. Please leave comments. Let me know what you think. Remember, these are just my opinions. You could think this is the most disgusting, horrible, evil album on the planet. I can understand your point of view. You just don't get the album. And it is honestly, I think that you don't get the album. Sorry. But anyways, leave me your comments. Tell me what you think. Subscribe. You get notifications when the new videos come out. Otherwise, peace, love, and take care.